Hey everybody, welcome to today's session. So unfortunately today we didn't have a live session. I was occupied with some extracurricular activities, but I just wanted to hop in here and show you how we code this CADJPY 2R trade before the day winds up. So the trade actually started off playing out in the daily time frame. I sent this analysis, I think, during the weekend on the pre-market analysis. Give me a second. Cool. So here's the lineup. So you can see prices reached up here a resistance structure. It was a daily strong resistance structure, obviously. We can see this was the resistance structure where prices bounced off from. And then on Tuesday here, we got a rejection. That became our confirmation candlestick. As you can see, it was a bearish railing candlestick. It completely engulfed the previous candlestick that was formed on Monday that broke above this structure. And I was like, okay, cool. Now we should be looking for, selling structures. We should be looking for selling opportunities in this pair. After that, prices formed this as the new support structure. Now today, we can see during the London session, prices broke below this structure. We got this formation of this new low. It's clearer on the lower time frames. On the 2 hours here, we can see that prices formed this as the new low after breaking below this low here. And obviously, if you zoom out, you can obviously see prices were actually in this kind of a ascending channel pattern, and then prices broke below that also during this London session today. Now, obviously, this became our confirmation that prices has a very high probability of pushing lower, probably until this support structure down here. But obviously, as you understand in the last video that I made, I told you guys about, we're not going to be aiming for the structures. We're going to be aiming at 2R, 1.5, and 1R if necessary, because our win rate is so high that we don't really need to be aiming for the higher risk to reward ratios. We can just be catching few day trades at 2R, 1R, and in the long run, we'll still be profitable. So, we Gucci. So we can see here, after prices broke below this structure, this gave us a retest, and then we got this confirmation on the 1 hour during the London session. Obviously, it was a pre-New York. So it was about 2 hours before New York open. We got this as our confirmation candlestick. Prices formed with this bearish engulfing structure. We took the trade, no hesitation, obviously, because we believe our edge in the market. So prices kind of consolidated for about 2 hours before that, right? So we didn't really have any movement. And then once New York kicked in, you know the vibes. So it was New York, right? Prices just fell like crazy. So we got this move. We were risking the move was about 11 pips. We were risking about 11 pips. And then the candlestick, the opening of New York, opened crazy with over 35 pips. So that was a crazy 3R move, right? The whole trade was about 3.7R. So after this candlestick formed, obviously, you understand, as I told you, we'll be closing at 2R. Prices retraced a bit until somewhere here at about 27R, and then it closed there. So I was like, okay, guys, we have about 2.5R in our favor. We should be closing the trade. So that's why I closed my trade. I closed my trade at about 2.5. And I sent the notification, guys, to the groups and all that. So if you're in there, obviously you get the notification to close the trade. Currently, prices were ranging a bit, formed the doji here, we can see. And then they kind of losing momentum. You can see it's kind of losing momentum. So right now, prices are floating at about 30 pips. So obviously, it's about 2.7 right now. If you're still in this trade, you need to be scaling out. You need to be scaling out because you can see the prices are losing momentum, and there's a very high possibility of prices to reverse, and to come back and, stop us at break even or whatnot. So you don't want that to happen. You already made some money, just get out of the trade, right? Get out of the trade. So obviously the next move right now, I'll be anticipating to see a continuation on the downside on this pair, because obviously we can see prices have already broken out of this ascending channel pattern. So obviously it's a clean slate. Obviously we'll be aiming for prices to keep on pushing at about all the way until around 98, 95. But currently prices are floating at about 99, 65. So we should be anticipating to see some kind of a retracement. And then after the retracement, that will probably happen during the Asian session. After the retracement, that's when we'll be looking for a continuation, maybe tomorrow in the London session, to get another beautiful trade. But if it doesn't happen on the CADJPY, obviously we'll be looking at EURJPY because it will be its London session, you know. Not sure what fundamentals we have tomorrow. I'll be checking in to see if there are any fundamentals that will be contradicting us to take the trade on EURJPY. You can see on EURJPY, I also had an analysis that once prices break below this low, we'll be looking for prices to keep on pushing lower until they hit these lows. And we can see prices have already hit those lows. So yeah, that was a winning trade. But we didn't take this trade. We took the CADJPY one. So obviously here, we should be anticipating to see a continuation. Probably tomorrow we'll be catching a trade on EURJPY. As you can see, prices have also broken below this ascending trend line. So we should be looking for some kind of a retracement before we actually take this move on the downside. So that's what I wanted to catch you guys up with. What happened today and the trades that we took. If you're not in the free Telegram channel, the link is in the description. You don't want to miss out free trades like this. Be sure to join. And without further ado, guys, I appreciate you. Tomorrow we'll be having a live session, obviously, to see how the markets played out and how the markets are closing. If I have any free trade, or if I'll be catching another trade, I'll be sending it to the free groups. So be sure to join them. Without further ado, guys, appreciate your time. Take it easy out there. Peace.